So that was the premise, and I worked pretty hard on the paper, and the professor liked it. So that
Did
was
you
the
get
beginning.
an A on it? Or?
I did, yes.
Okay. So, all right. So then you graduated, and then, despite this great paper, no shoe company hired you, and you didn't then have the big Silicon Valley venture capital world, so you didn't get a job there. You went back to your home, and you became an accountant. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So, is that exciting for you to be an accountant?
Well, no, I didn't ever plan to be an accountant for 50 years, but it was. I talked to a lot of people on what I should do, and I was kind of a finance major at Stanford, and said there really is no such thing. You should, get your CPA certificate, and it'll be a great education, put a floor in your earnings, and that's what I did.
Okay, but you also, before you really did that, you went by yourself on a trip around
I
the world?
started out with another guy, and he got waylaid by a girl in Hawaii, so we're not alone. I didn't have that problem.
Well, when you were in Japan, did you not stop in to see a shoe manufacturer?
Yeah, that was part of the idea that inspired by the paper that I wrote, that I would call on Japanese shoe manufacturers to see about importing their shoes into the United States. And I only called on one, and they were enthusiastic, and so it began.
You came back, and they started shipping you shoes to a company that you had named Blue Ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the name Blue Ribbon come from?
First place. But
Okay.
they asked me what's the name of your company, I had to come up with something.
So you bought a Blue Ribbon. All right, so they started shipping you shoes, and so your job was to then sell these shoes. So as I understand, you had a green Valiant, and you would put them in the trunk, and you would go around to track meets and sell the shoes. Is that what you did?
That's what I did.
And at that time, you had no vision of building a great global company. You were just trying to...
Well, I thought it was the start and we could be bigger.
Okay.
I didn't, yeah, obviously, as I said earlier, nobody expected to be as big as it is.
But at some point, they began to be competitive with you. So you began to build your own company called Nike. And you needed a symbol of the company, and I guess somebody came up with this whoosh.
That's
so
right.
You paid $35 for that?
Yeah, it was a graphic arts student at Portland State who needed money.
Okay.
And we said, we'll pay you $2 an hour to practice, to get some designs, and she spent 17 and a half hours on that.
Wow. Okay. Well, so $35, that's pretty good. Okay. So
it did have a happy ending. I hope you had that.
You gave her some stock.
When we went public, we gave her 500 shares of stock, and she has not sold a single share, and it's over $1 million now.
Wow, it's pretty good. So you began your own company eventually after you parted ways with the Japanese company. Did you actually design the shoes yourself, or were you the person who figured out what the shoes were going to look like?
Well, we were in a hurry. We had, it reminds me of, they asked John Kennedy how he became a hero. He said, it's easy, they sank my boat.
Right.
That, when Tiger just basically gave us an ultimatum that said, either sell us 51% of your company at book value, or we're going to set up other distributors no matter what this piece of paper says. So that kind of gave us an idea that we maybe better change manufacturers.
Okay.
So we were in a hurry, and the first shoes, yes, that I did in an office in Tokyo, Japan, over the course of a weekend.
Well, I think I'll reveal this secret. If you actually have better shoes, can you run faster, or it really doesn't make that much difference?
I think shoes are key. We still believe in the mile run, lighter is better, and makes a difference. I mean, obviously, if you try to run a mile in a pair of dress shoes, as an example, you're not going to run as fast as you are in a pair of 4-ounce cleats. In the old days, when I was running at the University of Oregon, we had a lot of canvas upper training shoes. You go out for a 6-mile run, and you come back and your feet are bloody. So it matters.
So when you started your company, Nike, the dominant companies were German, Adidas and Puma.
Mm-hmm.
Were they happy with you coming along, and did they kind of try to get you out of business? Were they?
Oh no, they kind of didn't worry too much about us. So that until it was too late, that we kind of snuck up on them.
In basketball, you have somebody named Michael Jordan as a basketball player you've heard of, right?
I've heard of him. When he started wearing the shoes, we made him really dramatic. David Stern did us a huge favor. He banned it in the NBA. And so we ran a big ad that says, banned in the NBA, and every kid wanted the shoe.
When you wear his shoes, do you jump higher? I mean, if I wore those shoes, I wouldn't be jumping higher, right?
I think you might.
Really? Okay, want to go get some.